Deputy Speaker, for calling me to speak during today's important debate. I'd like to begin by taking the opportunity to thank my constituents for choosing change and putting their trust in me at the ballot box this summer. And this was indeed a change election. The last time a Labour MP for South Dorset stood here and made his maiden speech, I was just 6 years old. But my Labour predecessor, Lord Knight, did not waste any time winning my support. As the local MP, Lord Knight relentlessly fought for my community, and he leaves behind a legacy that we can all be proud of. His successes include rebuilding my dilapidated primary school and then rebuilding my secondary school as well. And Lord Knight was also at the heart of the campaign to win the 2012 Summer Olympic Games bid, with Weymouth and Portland proudly hosting the sailing events. I consider myself very fortunate to have one of my predecessors working just along the corridor in the other place. Now, this Palace of Westminster can be an ancient and mysterious workplace at times, so I will always be grateful for my Lord Knight in shining armour just around the corner. I'd also like to take this opportunity to pay tribute to my immediate predecessor, Richard Drax. As our MP, his commitment to our armed forces community was second to none. The constituency may have changed hands, but I fully intend to continue his work championing our armed forces. If I may, Madam Deputy Speaker, I would also like to pay tribute to another former member of this House, Baroness Hodge. Many members of this place will have worked along Baroness Hodge as I have, and working with her is certainly an unforgettable experience. Relentless, feisty, ferocious, attack dog. These are just some of the terms bandied around the staff room at Amazon headquarters after only the briefest of cross-examinations by Baroness Hodge. And with good reason. She exemplifies how you can be an effective and tenacious changemaker in Parliament. For more than a decade, she has been the scourge of tax dodgers and kleptocrats, white-collar criminals and oligarchs alike. It was a pleasure to work alongside her in the battle against dirty money and economic crime. And I look forward to continuing her important work, both in this place and on the Public Accounts Committee. Before I take you on a walking tour of my constituency, I would just like to say thank you to the people that got me here. My parents, my wider family, my friends and my partner have always had my back. They've always supported my endeavours, and they've given me so much to ensure that every opportunity was always made available to me. Thank you. There is something deeply personal about being able to represent your home. It is an honour to be able to represent my friends, my family, my neighbours and my former classmates. And in the years ahead, I look forward to rigorously standing up for all of the communities that make up South Dorset. Wherever you look across my constituency, a strong sense of community and local pride is unmissable. Starting our stroll in the east of my constituency, you will find Studland and then Swanage, a small, charming seaside town. The people of Swanage have much to be proud of, including the legacy of one Trevor Chadwick. Trevor was a public-spirited man, a local school teacher and lifeboat volunteer. And in 1939, he joined Sir Nicholas Winton to assemble the Prague Kindertransport. Despite the clear dangers facing him, Trevor went to Prague to help rescue 669 children from the Nazi regime. And yet, much like Sir Nicholas Winton, Trevor did not seek praise or recognition for his heroism, and for many years his work went unmarked. There now stands a statue in Swanage marking his proud legacy. Walking past it just the other day, I was reminded of the quiet selflessness and compassion that sits at the heart of all of our communities. We can all learn from his example. The town of Swanage is also rightly proud of its many independent businesses, its award-winning beach and its essential community hospital. Without these institutions, the town would be lost. So I look forward to advocating for all three at every opportunity. Now, moving west on our walk along the coastline of my constituency, you are spoilt. Whatever other members might claim, Madam Deputy Speaker, I know that my constituency truly is the most impressive, the most spectacular and the most charming. And if you don't believe me, then just ask UNESCO. My constituency is the proud home of the Jurassic Coast. St Aldham's Head, Chapman's Pool, Bacon Hole, Lulworth Cove, Durdle Door and Ringstead Bay. They are all geological gems dotted along the coast. Most members have probably already visited this part of my constituency, either on a romantic weekend away, a summer holiday, or an ill-fated geography field trip many moons ago. Either way, all who visit the Jurassic Coast leave with lifelong memories. Rural communities like Corfe, Worth, Langton, Winfrith and Wool are all proud to call the Jurassic Coast our back garden. So I will do all that I can to defend, preserve and enhance this unique landscape. Ambling further west, you will arrive at the friendly seaside town of Weymouth. Weymouth and nearby Portland was a key departure point for the Dunkirk evacuation and later the D-Day landings. My hometown was a generous home to soldiers, sailors and airmen during the Second World War. In the months prior to D-Day, Weymouth hosted thousands of British and Allied forces as they prepared for the liberation of Europe. In Weymouth, we do not easily forget the importance of these D-Day landings, and our town is proud of the role we played turning the tide against fascism. In a world which can often feel insecure and riven by conflict, our community will always remember the sacrifices made to defend democracy and freedom. Now, Weymouth also remains proud of a local parliamentarian, Sir Thomas Fowell Buxton. In the early 19th century, Buxton was a Member of Parliament for Weymouth and a leading member of the abolitionist movement. Alongside William Wilberforce, Buxton led efforts to abolish slavery throughout the British Empire. Wherever you go in Weymouth, there are quiet reminders of this important figure and the role he played in making the world a more civilised place. We are proud of his legacy, and I believe we are a more kind and caring community because of it. Weymouth is a fantastic place to call home, but that does not mean our town is without its challenges. Growing up here, the message I too often heard was that to get on, you had to get out. I reject this outlook altogether. I'm proud to call Weymouth home, and I will do everything I can to attract the jobs, investment and opportunities that every young person here deserves. Yeah. Arriving at the westward end of our walk through my constituency, you will find the Isle of Portland, but you do not need to visit Portland to appreciate its significance. Parts of this Palace of Westminster were built using Portland limestone. The Cenotaph and Whitehall were also constructed using this stone, as was the UN headquarters and much of Buckingham Palace. We are proud that a part of Portland can always be found in the corridors of power. And yet Westminster and Whitehall can too often feel remote and far removed from life on this island. So I will always stand up for the proud communities living on Portland, and I will do what I can to shrink the gap between communities and the corridors of power. I've begun by working with the government to shut down the Bibby Stockholm barge, and I will continue by challenging proposals to build an incinerator and campaigning for improved healthcare and much-needed green investment. Well, there you have it, Madam Deputy Speaker, a short ramble across South Dorset, all enjoyed from the comfort of these green benches. The countryside and coastline, the towns and villages that make up my constituency are brimming with pride and strong communities. It is an immeasurable honour to represent each and every one of them, and I shall seek to serve them first and foremost in this House. Thank you.
Yeah. I now call Liberal Democrat spokesperson Liz Jarvis.
Thank you, Madam Deputy Speaker, and I congratulate the Honourable